Hiya and welcome to the James Oliver Guitar Channel, and today is a vinyl video, part 11 of the vinyl albums that inspire me. This is becoming quite a popular series on the channel, and people seem to be enjoying all the different things I'm showing. So again, we're going to talk about 20 albums which inspire me by bands and solo acts and artists that I like. Bit of a mixed bag again today. And up first, a little bit of punk. This is the MC5 album, Kick Out the Jams. Probably their most famous album, with tracks like Kick Out the Jams, Ramblin' Rose, Starship. Wayne Kramer on guitar. Real cool guitar player, Wayne Kramer. And this is a real cool album. It's inspired a lot of people. It's quite punky, it's quite brash. But I love it. I think it's a wonderful record. And this isn't the first press or anything, but it's still the MC5 Kick Out the Jams. Definitely worth checking out if you haven't heard it. Up next now, I suppose, is a little bit of soul. This is the Gino Washington and the Ram Jam Band live. Hipsters, Flipsters, and Finger Poppin' Daddies. Now, I didn't know much about Gino Washington, but my band were lucky enough to get a support slot with him. So I thought, well, I better have a listen to him, you know, just to see what the crack is when we do the gig. So I listened to him, and what a voice. And I mean, all that old YouTube footage, his voice is incredible, and he's a great entertainer. He's a showman. I mean, there's covers on here like Wild Thing and Day Tripper. He does Junior Walker and the All-Star song Shotgun. He does Midnight Hour. But it's a real fun, but it was a party album. And Gino signed it for me as well when we did the gig. So this is a pretty cool record, which is quite special to me for that reason. This is a cool album too. I think they're all cool albums. I need to use better adjectives, really. But this is, of course, Rodney Crowell, Ain't Living Long Like This, which is my favourite Rodney Crowell song. I mean, James Burton's on this, Ry Cooder. Who else is on here? Albert Lee, of course, Jim Keltner on drums, Emmylou Harris. It's a who's who, really, of the best musicians of the 20th century. And you've got Ain't Living Long Like This on there, which is my favourite, as I've said before. Leaving Louisiana in the Broad Daylight. California Earthquake. You know, it's a classic sort of country rock album that came out in the 70s. So you are, Rodney Crowell, still going strong today. Up next, two wonderful singers. This is the Everly Brothers, the fabulous style of the Everly Brothers. Wonderful songs, wonderful singing. I mean, Bird Dog is a personal favourite of mine. Again, another favourite is Poor Jenny. What else is on here? It doesn't say. Oh, here we are. Claudette, which I believe Dwight Yoakam done on his covers album. And I mean, Chet Atkins played guitar on a lot of the Everly Brothers stuff. This is a nice one on the Purple London, another favourite label of mine. So yeah, that's the Everly Brothers. Wonderful vocal harmonies. Freddy King. Let's hide away and dance away with Freddy King. You know, there's nothing to say about Freddy King. You all know he's the man. And I mean, the instrumentals he does: San Jose, Hideaway, Sidetracked, The Stumble, classics. You know, there he is with his Gibson Les Paul Gold Top. This is a King reissue. Sadly, it's not a first press, but still the wonderful guitar instrumentals of Freddy King. Also an incredible singer in his own right as well. Of course, he went on to play 3-3-5s, etc. 3-5-5s or 3-4-5s, whichever he played. But this is classic Freddy King on his Gold Top Les Paul. Let's hide away and dance away with Freddy King. This one next is my favourite Bob Dylan album, I think. Could change, but Highway 61 Revisited, of course, Mike Bloomfield on guitar. Classic tracks on here, like a Rolling Stone, Tombstone Blues, Takes a Train to Laugh, It Takes a Train to Cry, Highway 61, Just Like Tom Thumb Blues. I don't know if you've seen the Bob Dylan 30th anniversary concert, but I love Neil Young's version of Just Like Tom Thumb Blues. And who else is on this? Al Cooper on organ. Yeah, so there we are. Bob Dylan, Highway 61 revisited. My favourite Dylan album. Probably this one and Love and Theft are my, at the moment, my favourites. But I had a big Time Out of Mind kick. But I haven't got that one on vinyl. Time Out of Mind. Up next, a bit of prog. This is Pato, Hold Your Fire. Sadly, we are missing a flap. So I'm not going to take it out of the sleeve. It is a Vertigo first press, but never mind that. Mike Pato, what a voice, and Holly Hassel, what an amazing guitar player. If you've never heard Holly, check him out. He was also in a band called Boxer, and of course he was in Pato, and there's loads of stuff on YouTube. And this have got stuff on it like Air Raid Shelter, Magic Door, See You at the Dance Tonight, How's Your Father. And I love the cover. It's a shame that I am missing a flap, but it's such a rare record now. I can't afford to, buy one with the free flaps. So it still plays, so this one will have to do. But the great group Pato with Ollie Hassel and Mike Pato singing, Ollie Hassel on lead guitar playing his SG left-handed, of course. Definitely worth a look. And now another great guitar player, but in a completely different vein. Sister Rosetta Tharpe. This is Hot Hot Hot. What are they doing in heaven now? There's a great photo on the back with her Gibson arch top. There's some brilliant footage online of her playing her free pickup SG Les Paul Custom, doing songs like Didn't It Rain, etc. And she's a wonderful singer, massive voice, and I think she's a superb guitar player also. So I had to show a little bit of Sister Rosetta Tharpe. I've been playing that this afternoon and it's been very much enjoyed, that's for sure. Okay then. I haven't showed anything by this band yet. This is Free. Tons of Sobs. Of course, Paul Rogers, Paul Kossoff. I'm a Movers on You, the Albert King song, The Hunter, which is my favourite, even though it's not a Free song, it's my favourite Free song. Over the Green Hills is on you. Walk in My Shadow. There's some beautiful playing by Kossoff on there. Kossoff was a lovely vibrato, a lovely tone and touch. Much like Peter Green, I think. But this is the Tons of Sobs album. I also like the cover on this one too. It's got a rabbit on it. And like a leopard on the back. Bit of rockabilly. We can't do a video without a bit of rockabilly. This is an obscure one. It's the Saddle Tramps, which was Breathless, the Welsh rockabilly band, my mate Rob Davis and my mate Pat. And Pat's brother, Crazy Cavan, and they made this album together. And it came out in Spain. Freddie Fingers Lee's on piano with his eye patch. Pat is on vocals and backing vocals. Of course, Rob is on guitar. Colin, Pat and Cavan's brothers on drums. And there's some really good stuff on here. Midnight Special they do. I'm Not the One. Hey There Pretty Girl. One Woman Man. The Rumble. Really cool rockabilly this. Welsh rockabilly at its finest, really. So if you ever see this one, make sure you pick it up, because it's a real cool album featuring Crazy Cavan, Freddie Fingers Lee and Breathless. I was going to show the Breathless Bad Bad Boys album, but I went for the Saddle Tramps instead. A little bit of psychedelia sort of thing. This is Syd Barrett's first solo album, Madcap Laughs. Songs on it like Terrapin, Dark Globe, Octopus. This is the album he made after he left Pink Floyd, and it's a bit interesting, it's a bit different, but I really like it. I looked for Octopus on 45 for a long time, and luckily I've got Octopus now on 45. But there's some lovely songs on here. And of course Dave Gilmour and Roger Waters produced it, so really it's still a Pink Floyd sort of album. But I think that Syd was a tortured genius, and this album and Barrett are regular listens on my turntable. So there you are, Syd Barrett, the Madcap Laughs. Now some modern blues. I've been lucky enough to see this guy twice. This is C.W. Stone King's album, Jungle Blues, Talking Lion Blues, Jailhouse Blues, Housebound Blues, early in the morning. I've seen him on Jules Holland and absolute knockout. I've seen him in the Globe twice. Once touring this album, and then when he had his all-girl band. Both shows some of the best gigs I've ever seen live, and he's he's unique, you know. You listen to CW, it's like listening to the 20s and 30s blues stuff. Real authentic, and he's Australian. I think he's got 3 albums out. There's some stuff he did before he broke, but I think there's Jungle Blues. The one before this was King Hokum, and then there's one of him on the front with a jazz master I can't think of the name of. But there we are, this is my favourite CW Stone King album, Jungle Blues. More blues. This is the J.B. Lenoir Memorial album. Now, J.B. Lenoir, of course, was a bluesman. I believe he wrote Talk to Your Daughter. And this is a compilation that John Mayall helped put together for the Polydor Standard label, because I think at the time John Mayall was something to do with the Polydor Standard label. And I mean, JB is one of the more sort of lesser known bluesmen. In the blues circles he's known, but he definitely is worth checking out. Obviously that's his grave on the cover, a little bit morbid I know, but I do sort of quite like the cover. I mean, he was born in 29 and he died in 67. He'd be quite old, but he could still be alive today. Really, you know. That's a classic picture of him there, which you see a lot on the blues compilation album. So yeah, a bit of J.B. Lenoir. Now this one, Bert Weedon. You know, I know Bert gets a little bit of stick sometimes, but what a great guitar player he was. And this is his the romantic guitar of Bert Weedon. And there's some lovely guitar playing on this. He does green sleeves, and I mean, there's a belly dancer, which is like that sort of thing. And I just think he's a bit of an underrated guitar player, and he did teach a nation of guitar players to play with his Play in the Day book. And yeah, so I thought I'd pull out a bit of Bert Weedon. There he is with his Guild guitar. And I'm into all the guitars and amps and stuff that they used. Up next, another guitar player. Lowell Jones from Little Feat. This is his Thanks I'll Eat It Here album. Of course, Blowell, the voice, the slide guitar, played with Zappa. He was in Little Feat. This is a really nice album. I love Two Trains on this. I love Can't Stand the Rain, Easy Money. The album has got a real Little Feat sort of feel to it. So I think if you're a Little Feat fan and you haven't heard this, it's definitely worth having a look at. Now this is, of course, this is Frank Zappa's doo-wop album, Reuben and the Jets. Really into Zappa, as many of you know, Beefheart and Zappa. And Zappa's career is so diverse with the rock stuff, the classical stuff, the jazz stuff. But this is Zappa, you know, doing his doo-wop stuff and got cheap frills on it, etc. And it's an interesting album, and if you're into your rock and roll and you doo-wop, you know, I know some of you rock and rollers might be a bit apprehensive to listen to Zappa, but give him a listen because you'll be nicely surprised. Another female vocalist now, Big Mama Thornton. This is the Stranger Than Dirt album on Mercury. She just does Hound Dog, of course, which was her big number. And she does Born Under a Bad Sign. She does this album has got a stupendous version of Summertime on, you know, the Gershwin track. And yeah, this is it. This is Big Mama Thornton. Big blues voice. Much in the same vein as Sister Rosetta Tharpe. And because I pulled out the Sister Rosetta to listen to today, I've been listening to this one as well. So you are, Big Mama Thornton. There's only 3 records left. This is Tom Petty's first solo album, Full Moon Fever. Produced by Jeff Lane. It's a classic album. Free Falling, I Won't Back Down, Love Is a Long Road, Running Down a Dream, You're So Bad. I tell you, the Apartment song, you do hear quite a few rockabilly bands do that one. Zombie Zoo, I mean, what a songwriter. I mean, this has got like 5 or 6 hits on it. Most people won't even get 1 hit in their life, and him and Mike Campbell just pull him out of the air. It's bonkers, really is bonkers. But there we are, Full Moon Fever. Rory Gallagher's second album, Deuce. Obviously not counting the Taste stuff. I've showed the Taste first album before, but this album has got tracks on it like Crest of a Wave, with that guitar solo with all the feedback, which I love. In Your Town, which is my favourite track off Live in Europe. Excuse me. Used to Be, I'm Not Awake Yet. You know, Rory is another underrated songwriter, really. I know it's cliche to say, but not only a wonderful guitar player, but a wonderful songwriter too. So that's his second album, Deuce. And last but not least, this is a Flying Burrito Brothers album, Live in Tokyo. I'm a fan of the Flying Burrito Brothers, not just of the music, but them in the 60s when they used to wear them nudie suits. I'd love to have one of them for gigs. But this has got some good stuff on it, like White Line Fever, the Merle Haggard song, Dim Lights, Thick Smoke and Loud Loud Music, Rolling in My Sweet Baby's Arms, you know, Bluegrass Standard written by Buck Owens. They do Hot Burrito on ya, but they also do 6 Days on the Road, they do Terry Fells, Truck Driving Man. All tracks that I love, and Greg Harris is on this. I've seen he played in Cardiff and I got him to sign this, because I like the memorabilia as well. But I only really like the autographs if I get them myself. But nevertheless, check out the Flying Burrito Brothers. This is a cool live album to start, because there's covers on it, you know, and if you're into the country music and the rockabilly, you'll know the songs. Therefore, it's a bit more relatable, and you can listen to their albums as grandpastors, etc., and be blown away by that. So there we are, there's another 20 albums that inspire me. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and keep following the channel. I'll keep making content, and I really appreciate it, and I look forward to doing part 12 in a couple of weeks. Cheers.